Hello, leader. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt sick to your stomach just thinking about firing someone? You've tried the feedback, you've offered support, you've given second, third, maybe even fourth chances by way of action plans, performance improvement plans. Maybe you even redefined their whole work plan for a period of time, but things still aren't clicking. And now it's not just their performance on the line, it's your energy, your team's momentum, and the health of the whole business. In today's episode, we're talking about why letting someone go feels so hard, especially for women who care deeply about their team, and how to shift the narrative from guilt to grounded leadership. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Stacking Your Team podcast, smart leadership for women who mean business. If you're a woman who owns an established business with a team of 5 or more, and you're ready to lead with more confidence, clarity, and impact, you're in the right place. I'm your host, Shelli Warren. Each episode delivers practical strategies to help you build a high-performing team and become the leader your business needs next. Let's get started with this reminder. The team that got you here may not be the team that will get you there. Before we start, I want to let you know that I put some extra links in the show notes for you. Episode 371, which was last week's episode, is called The Brutal Truth About Getting Fired. Now, I created that one specifically for team members who want to make sure that they are not going to get fired. And at the same time, it's a pretty loud wake-up call. Episode 342, Getting Ready to Fire a Team Member, is designed to walk you through how to let someone go with dignity and respect, while also ensuring your business and your brand is protected. So be sure to check those out. All right, are you ready to get a little uncomfortable? Here we go. Letting someone go is one of the hardest things you will ever do as a business owner or as a leader. And if you're like most of the women that I work with, it's not because you're heartless, it's because you have heart. You care, you see potential, you believe in second chances. You want to do the right thing for this person, for your team, and of course, for your business. But here's what you often forget. Keeping someone who's not a fit is not kindness. It's quiet chaos. And over time, it costs you way more than you think. The other day, I was talking to my social media manager about content and hot topics, and I mentioned that firing is the absolute hottest topic inside the Leadership Lab. There is always someone who is bumping up into that big decision. Sometimes the CEO has kept the person way too long. Other times, it's more of a concern about not giving a new person long enough time to turn their performance around and shine. Sometimes it's about the team member working through a challenge outside of work, so she wants to hold some grace for that person for a while. Other times, it's downright poor performance that is not improved over months of coaching and action plans. And that conversation got me thinking about how many clients I've coached over all these years who didn't fire someone. That number is really small. Why does this happen? Well, here's what I've learned. The team evolves when the leader does. Yeah, it's true. She reaches a point in her leadership development that she no longer will tolerate what she used to. She also now has a clear vision of how she wants her team to operate, and she's definitely beginning to think about the future more often. And therefore, the team structure and the skill sets that her business is going to need in order for her to compete, stay relevant, and meet the demands of her chosen niche. So yes, it's true. In every situation, it's uncomfortable. It always involves some sleepless nights and definitely some soul searching. But the most rewarding part of all this heavy lifting is that it feels lighter for her because she has someone to talk to about it. Someone who knows what it's like, someone who knows the backstory, and someone who knows the steps she took to avoid having to let this person go. Both the productive steps and the not so productive steps that has led her to want to try new tools and frameworks to help this person improve. And yet, here she is, knowing she needs to let this person go and still feeling terrible about it, even though she knows it's necessary. Just like Dr. Henry Cloud tells us in his book, Necessary Endings. So why is firing someone so hard? Well, here are some probable causes. You've internalized responsibility. So what I mean by that is you tell yourself if your team is not thriving, like if every single person on your team is not thriving, it must be your fault. You also can be thinking that you don't want to be the villain. So you've been taught to nurture, not to make waves. You know, the conditioning that you received growing up about how girls should behave, always be nice, always be kind, always putting others first, never causing a scene, and always holding grace for others, and on and on and on, really does impact who we grow up to be as we work through the different stages of our lives, including as we are within our personal lives and how we are at work. Now, you also may be telling yourself a story that says, oh my gosh, but I've seen flashes of this person's potential. And you hope that those glimpses might return one day. But how long are you going to wait for that? Now, this one's tough because you can remember when they were on fire, and you can remember how hopeful you were about having them join your team in the first place. Sometimes you have a team member who's been with you since day one. So there's lots of loyalty there, lots of history, lots of commitment and hard work to get you to where you are now. And another one that really gets in the way of moving forward with firing someone is that you hate confrontation. So you'd rather carry the stress of all this than create more of it. That is just silly. Another thing you could be telling yourself, you could be really, really worried about what other people will say. Will your team judge you? Will this feel too cold? Will it hurt my reputation with my team and my clients or customers? You see, sometimes team members are very performative for clients and customers, but their coworkers, they know their true colors. Now, you're not alone in thinking, feeling, and worrying this way, but here comes the truth. When you let someone go, you're actually protecting your team's trust and the culture that you've all been trying to build all these years. Because one underperforming person that goes on unchecked for far too long can frustrate everyone and then lower the bar for everyone else. And your highest performing team members, they're going to start planning their exit because they refuse to be surrounded by incompetent people. No matter how nice they are, or how long they've been with you, or how much money they bring into the business. High-performing people want to be around other high-performing people who can be trusted to contribute at a high level just like they are. Here's something else to consider. When you let someone go, you're actually protecting your clients and your brand because poor performance doesn't stay hidden for too long. Over time, people will begin to see the trouble, hear about the trouble, or experience the trouble. And that's very troubling for your brand as you're risking the unhappiness of your clients and customers. And when you let someone go, you're actually protecting your time and your energy. I mean, good grief. You know you've already spent enough of both on people who are underperforming, causing drama, creating rework, becoming untrustworthy, and generally no longer adding value to your business. And here's the last thing I want you to consider. When you let someone go, you're actually protecting the health of your business. Your vision matters, and you can't reach it carrying around dead weight. So letting someone go isn't personal. It's strategic. It's protective. and it's a leadership act you're allowed to make. If you've been agonizing over a decision to fire someone, hear me out. You are not cruel for wanting alignment. You are not selfish for needing peace. You are not failing everyone by making a decision that moves your business forward. Instead, you are protecting what you've built. You're choosing clarity over chaos, and you're giving yourself room to lead from a place of strength, not survival. You don't have to carry the emotional labor of someone who is no longer a fit. You don't have to explain it to everyone. You just have to trust your gut and lead with courage. Today, let this be your permission slip to choose decisiveness over depletion, to be kind but clear, and to do what's best for your business, the team, and you. Thanks for tuning in to the Stacking Your Team podcast, Smart Leadership for Women Who Mean Business. If today's episode helped you see your leadership in a new way, I'd love to hear about it. Come connect with me on Instagram, where I'm at Stacking Your Team, and tell me, what are you working on in your business right now? And if you're ready to go further than this podcast, check out the Leadership Lab. It's my high-touch coaching experience designed for women leading a growing team. We're welcoming new members right now. You'll find all the details in the show notes or over at the Stacking Your Team website. So until next time, let's do less managing and more leading by making space to lead and letting go of the rest.